Hello, 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 everyone. Okay, there was a blip in coverage there in my service. The internet went out, otherwise known as the internet done turned off. And I'm going back to this weekly rapid arena. I've got nothing close to first place material. Who's at the top? We used to have a standings panel. Yeah, 44. So I've got 4 times less points than the first placer. So I'm gonna have to berserk my way through here. I'm gonna get out of the center. Castle, avoid the hassle. I'm just gonna bring the queen back. I don't think that the threat along the b file is worth much. It's worth having the queen out of place, because she is out of place. Don't belong here. Man, I'm really close. Like, literally really close. Oh. Ah, zooms all the way. Ah. Into studio mode. Sorry, y'all. A little bit frustrating. There we go. Almost back with y'all. Almost back with y'all. And... okay. Here I am. What? Let's just lock it up. I'll be able to defend.
Check.
Well, their knight's in there forever now. Um,
Check. Check. Time is running out. Check.
those knights are defending my 7th rank.
Check.
Keeping them on dark squares. My G-pawn was pinned to it.
Check. 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 Check.
Ah,
Check.
I'm dead.
You lose.
I'm wondering if at any point in time I had... Let me pause the tournament. Go to the analysis board. And I'm going to request a computer analysis and get myself a drink. You can play with me by challenging me. I'm doing a modest amount of work to actually doing it. Just reading the about. It shows in there how to play me. So My name is Honey Nymph on Lichess.
Check,
I'm doing
check,
pretty good, and I
check.
thought that I got close to being able to hold it, and that's probably this dip right here.
Check, check, check.
So one method that I use for analysis is I'll scroll through a game, and I'll be paying particular attention right here in the opening book section, where top games from the database are listed. So you might say this right here, this top part is the opening book section, and then this bottom part is the database section. And I look for the point in my game when I stop seeing other, when I stop seeing master games, when I stop seeing games listed in the database. That tells me that I've diverged, and that doesn't mean that I've done something wrong, but it often is the case that I've done something wrong, because the whole reason I'm looking at the game in the first place is because I did something wrong. And so right here, no games found. When you see no games found, you should think to yourself, it's pretty early. I've done something wrong. And so the problem with queen b6 is not that it, like, as in the king's pawn openings, it's not that it loses a piece or falls for some checkmate, or sacrifices a knight for 3.5 pawns, or anything like that. It's just a move that doesn't go anywhere. And knowing which moves actually go somewhere is what playing the closed game, another name for the queen's pawn game is closed game, is what it's all about. When players reach tactical mastery, a lot of the king's pawn games are either trivial or hyper stressful, or a grandmaster may feel that they have certain biases in with regards to certain games, and so they might choose to stay away from their biases so that their powers of calculation and evaluation are tainted by misunderstandings about an opening or something. And then I'm particularly interested in areas like this, where I've entered into an unusual place, but then I've re-intersected with the main line. This typically shows some kind of variation that is excluded from the database, from the main line, for a particular reason. And then you can set out to find, why is this move a waste of time? So it's kind of like between, yeah, between the, let's see, when did it go off book? Okay, between queen b6, which is considered an inaccuracy, you can see it gives it a question mark exclamation point. Oh, I don't know the name of my. Oh. That. There we go. Honey 2 Alpha. Not a very good name for that. I need to rename that. So yeah, in between the main line and from the point that I go off book to the point that I go back in book, there's like some slack, and that series of moves is always something. Well, is usually something dubious, and then every now and then you find a novelty. You find something that's perfectly good to play, but is not in the database. So I'm interested in this game, particularly because there was a draw. What happens between here and there? Let's see. Insert the game and start. This is the two grandmasters playing now. This is. I wish that they could. It is Mark Lorenz. I believe I've seen this person. Versus Nord Landesulga. Wow, similar things happened in my game. This structure occurred, notably with this vacant, this square here.
Check. 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 Check.
So let's actually open this game and request a computer analysis, because these players are, in all likelihood, better than me. So trying to discern if their game contains mistakes or inaccuracies myself is an exercise. And instead of doing that exercise, I wish to find out the information I want and move on with my studies. Enter engine. And what I'm doing right now is analyzing this potential novelty that I've found from Cruiser and Lorenz. The Cruiser Lorenz defense. The Lorenz cruiser defense. No, because white was cruiser. Cruiser Lorenz defense. Who is making the choice here to play something unusual? I'd say white is. So here, Stockfish thinks that they should play e5. That looks a lot sharper. That would transpose this into a king's pawn game, and we all know, because we were just talking about how king's pawn games are much more tactical, and the character is much different than a d pawn game. An e pawn game is a lot different. And see, already by transposing into this king's pawn game like they've done, they've opened the E file, and there's play along it. There's tactics.
Check. Check.
What'd they do? Agree to a draw? No, they didn't agree to a draw.
Check.
Oh, this is just the end of that variation. Okay, so I have a similar thing going on in my game where I kept on thinking they were going to take on c6, and I would recapture with the bishop. So what I'm seeing from the evaluations is that white has really strong attacking. White has a really strong attack, or white has really strong attacks, I guess would be more accurate. But as the game goes on, nothing comes of that advantage. Knowing when a path goes somewhere and when it just leads you around in the desert is very valuable. And that's what comes to set apart the upper 5% chess players from one another. In basically, the super grandmasters are all competing to remember or be familiar with
New challenge.
Games that go nowhere, so they don't play those variations. Where'd the challenge go? Can we please play? Who challenged me? So this does look to be kind of a novelty. Oh, of course, this was a king's pawn game in the first place. This one was. What was mine? No, mine was d4. So it's interesting that right here we intersect yeah. Okay. So we're gonna do crossing swords.
New challenge.
I hope that challenge is for something really fast, because I have to go pick up a friend from the airport. I'm sorry, I can't play a game of that length right now. In fact, I'll just not play it all. I'll just cut off so it's fair. There's multiple requests. And I have to go to the airport. I was just alerted. So thank you for tuning in. please follow. I'm going to be on all the time. I'm going to be on when I'm in my hometown as well, because we had fiber installed at my grandma's house. So, and I have a studio in the works there. So, thank you for tuning in, hanging out, retweet, share. Remember to get on the frickin' Discord where there's a bunch of custom emoji, and there's more all the time, all pertaining to chess, feminism, nerdiness, dry humor. You know, they're cartoons that I drew. And I'm not too bad of an artist. So yeah, hang out. You guys are awesome. And I will see you very soon.